Junie B, first grader. Boss of Lunch. Written by Barbara Park. Chapter 1. Not Normal. Thursday. Dear First Grade Journal. Hooray, hooray, it came! It finally came! Yesterday the delivery man brought it right to my house. And today I carried it to school for the very first time. Right now it is sitting under my desk. I keep sneaking down there to see it closer. But my teacher just said to please stop doing that. Only guess what? He is not even watching me right now. So I think I will sneak down there one more time, and that will be it possibly. I wish myself good luck. From Junie B, first grader. I put down my pencil and looked all around. Room 1 was still writing in their journals. I smiled, very sneaky. Then I bent over in my chair, real slow. And I reached way down and I lifted up the lid of my brand new, shiny lunchbox, hollered out May. Junie Jones just opened her lunchbox again, Mr. Scary, and you told her not to do that anymore, remember? May is the tattletale girl who sits next to me. I do not actually care for her. My heart pounded very hard. I bent over even more, and I hid my head so my teacher couldn't see me. Only I didn't do a good job of hiding, I guess, because just then I heard Mr. Scary's shoes walking toward me. Junie B, why is your lunchbox open again? Asked Mr. Scary. Didn't I just speak to you about this a few minutes ago? I kept my head down and I looked at the floor. One of Mr. Scary's shoes started tapping at me. Tappy shoes are not happy shoes, I think. Junie B, said Mr. Scary again. Do you have a good reason for opening your lunchbox again? I quick closed my eyes and tried to think of a good reason. Mr. Scary's shoe tapped louder. I opened my eyes and peeked at it. And then, bingo! All of a sudden, a miracle happened. One of my eyes saw my napkin in the corner of my lunchbox, and a bright idea popped right into my head. I quick grabbed the napkin, and I started shining Mr. Scary's shoes. Look, Mr. Scary, look, here is my good reason, I said. See me? Huh? I am shining your shoes with my napkin, see? I shined and shined. This is the smartest reason I ever came up with, I said, very proud. I smiled up at him. Would you like some spit on the napkin? I asked, real nice. A little spit makes shoes look extra gleamy. Mr. Scary quick pulled his shoe away. No, Junie B, no spit. Please, just sit up, he said. I sat up. Mr. Scary stared and stared at me. I wiggled in my seat, very uncomfortable, 'cause staring teachers make me squirmy, of course. Finally, Mr. Scary talked again. I want you to stay out of your lunchbox, Junie B, he said. We have a rule in room 1. Lunchboxes are to be opened only in the cafeteria. I did a sad sigh. Yes, I said. I know the rule, Mr. Scary, but I waited a real long time to get this lunchbox, and yesterday it finally came to my house, and so today is my first day of not carrying a plain brown sack to school, and so every time I look at that new lunchbox, I feel happy inside. I picked it up to show him. See how cute it is? I said. My mother ordered it from a nature store. It has pictures of baby birds on it. See all of them? I pointed. This one is my favorite, I said. It is called an owlet. Owlet is the name for a baby owl. My grandpa Frank Miller told me that. I pointed at a different bird. That one is an eaglet, I said. An eaglet is a baby eagle. After that, I held my lunchbox way high in the air, so all of room 1 could see it. See all the birdlets, children? There are owlets and eaglets and ducklets and chicklets, I explained. I put my lunchbox on my desk, and I took out the thermos. And see this thermos, people? This thermos has pictures of bird nests on it. Isn't that cute? May made a face. Ick, she said. Who wants to drink out of a stinky, pooey bird's nest? I made a face at her. I do, that's who, May, I said. I love drinking out of stinky, pooey birds' nests. May reached into her desk and pulled out a lunch ticket. Well, I buy my lunch, Junie Jones, she said. Bought lunches are much better than brought lunches. Bought lunches don't sit around all morning and get soggy. I crossed my arms at that girl. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of, May, I said right back. Brought lunches are way better than bought lunches, because brought lunches are made special by our very own mothers. Mr. Scaredy did frown. Okay, girls, that's enough, he said. But May kept on arguing with me. For your information, Junie Jones, mothers are not professional lunch makers, she said. Mothers are just plain old normal people. I stamped my foot at her, because that was my final straw. Do not call my mother normal, May, I hollered. No one in my whole entire family is normal, so there. May started to laugh. Then some of the other children laughed too. I do not know why. Finally, Mr. Scaredy snapped his fingers at them. I put my lunchbox back on the floor. It was not my best morning. Chapter 2. Hoagies. The lunch bell rang at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock is around noonish, I believe. I picked up my lunchbox and ran to the door. Then I lined up with my friends, and I waited to go. It's almost time, I told them very thrilled. It's almost time for me to eat out of my brand new lunchbox. I held it up for them to see again. Which baby bird do you guys like the best? I asked. Pick one, okay? My friend named Jose looked at the birds and shrugged his shoulders. I don't know. I guess maybe I like the duck best, he said. Ducks can be funny sometimes. One time, when we were having a picnic at the lake, a duck chased my sister and stole her ho-ho. My friends, Lenny and Herb, laughed real hard. They looked at my lunchbox too. I think I like the owlet the best, said Herb. Me too, said Lenny. I saw a TV show on owls once, and an owl swallowed a giant rat in just one bite. He didn't even chew or anything. After that, I stared at Lenny a real long time. 'Cause that disgusting story just ruined my owlet, that's why. Finally, all of room 1 walked to the cafeteria together. The cafeteria is a big room where we eat lunch. It has smells and noise and tables in it. Room 1 sits near the window. I zoomed there speedy quick. Come, Herb, I called. Come, Lenny and Jose. It's time for you to watch me eat out of my new lunchbox. I turned around to wait for them. Only too bad for me, because none of those guys were even coming. Instead, they were standing in the stupid, dumb lunch line. My mouth fell open at that sight. Herb! Hey, Herb! I called. What do you think you're doing? Why aren't you coming to eat with me? Herb shouted back. I'm buying my lunch today, Junie B. Jose shouted too. Me too. Everyone is buying lunch today, Junie B. Hoagies! We're having hoagies, hollered Lenny. Save us a seat. My shoulders slumped, real disappointed, 'cause I wasn't actually expecting this development. I sat down at my table and looked all around. There was only one other person sitting there. His name is Sheldon. I do not know him that good. Sheldon waved his fingers at me. We're the only ones here, he said. We're the only ones who didn't buy hoagies today. I did a sigh. Yes, Sheldon, I know that, I said. Sheldon slid across from me. Hoagies are very popular, but I'm not allowed to eat them, he said. I'm allergic to fake meat and cheese. I looked at Sheldon closer. His nose was running very much. Please wipe your nose, I said. Sheldon didn't pay attention to me. I'm only allowed to eat food that comes from nature, he said. His nose ran even more. Also, I'm allergic to dairy, he told me. I handed him my napkin. Blow, and I mean it, I said. Sheldon did not blow. I slid to the end of the table. Pretty soon, my friends started coming out of the kitchen. The other children started coming too. They sat down and took big bites of their hoagies. Mmm, said Herb. This hoagie is delicious. Sí, said Jose. Muy delicioso. Lenny nodded. Then he opened up his hoagie roll and looked inside. I think even you would like this hoagie, Junie B, he said. Look, it has ham and salami and cheese and lettuce and tomato. Just then, May butted her big head in. It's good for you too, Junie Jones, she said. All school lunches have to be delicious and nutritious. It's a law. So? I said. So lunches brought from home can be any old thing, she said back. I did a huffy breath at her. Then I turned my back, and I hid my sandwich very secret, and I peeked inside the bread. I stared and stared for a real long time, 'cause I didn't actually recognize the meat, that's why. Finally, I ate it anyway. It was tasty, whatever it was.